Currently, there are elections going on in many states, and one of them, which had its elections on April 9th, is Puducherry. It's not a state, full state, but it is a state nonetheless. And it is one of the most mispronounced names in India. Now, Kunal Kamra also lives there, so it's become more popular and more in the news. Otherwise, nobody talks about Puducherry in the news. Now, it was called Pondicherry when the French used to rule it. The word cherry, in slang, it refers to a slum. But otherwise, it generally means, in classical Tamil, it means a city. But in slang, they use it as a, if I say you're indulging in cherry behavior, it could be like you're behaving like a slum dweller. But that is not the meaning that the original thing was there. Cherry means city, roughly, nagar, or town, or whatever you want to call it. And Pondicherry was the name that the French gave, because that's what they wanted to call it, and it was fine. People call it Pondicherry. When the names changed to Puducherry, Pudu means new, naya. So naya shahar, naya nagar, or whatever you want to call it, that's the literal translation. And it's very simple. Pudu, the ch is a dvitva, that you repeat it. So it's like bachcha, icheri, that kind of sound. That is the sound. But what most people do is they do the dvitv in the. They say Puducherry. The ch becomes single, but the the becomes double, which is wrong, because it sounds like a swear word in Punjabi. So I'm not wanting to go there. It sounds very bad. The other thing is people make the into the dog wala da, and call it Puducherry. Now here the double of cha is there, the bacha sound is there, but it becomes pudu. Now pudu sounds quite like the Tamil word puru, very close to, not exactly, but it sounds like. Many people, when they have to approximate the sound of r, they use the word r. So kani modi, they say modi. So Puducherry, if you say pudu or puru, means worm. So means it's the city of worms. And Puddu, it sounds very much like a Punjabi word which indicates something not very good. So either which way, one, it sounds very bad. The other thing is that it is so easy to pronounce it. If you were struggling to pronounce Kanimori, which is not very difficult. The R is very, very simple. Remember when we all grew up, there was this kid in our school who used to speak slang, very accented and stylized manner. So he used to have an English accent while speaking Hindi. So he would say, मेरी मम्मी ने वो तो मेरी मम्मी जो र साउंड है ना वही यहाँ पे कट एंड पेस्ट करना आपने. That's what you have to cut and paste here. When they said मेरी मम्मी ने कार मंगवाई, मेरी मम्मी ने कार मंगवाई, पकोड़े बनाए. So there are people, I'm sure you've grown up with such kids who used to talk like that. So that मेरी मम्मी sound is the one that is in Kanimori, Alapura. You just have to cut and paste. Don't get into the politics of the script, that how do you write it in the particular script, and then ZH means Mozi. No, that's not just remember the proper English way. If a proper English person was to pronounce Borrow, he won't say borrow. Borrow is the either Italian way or the Indian way. They would say borrow. That borrow sound, the r sound, is just to be cut and paste. So r is not difficult. But coming back to Puducherry, there is no difficulty here. The is single, and it is the for they, the for deh. It is not the for dog. So Pudu means new, and Cherry means city or town. And there is a doubling that happens. Puducherry. If you can't say Puducherry, just say Puducherry. That's good enough. Because you can write the two words separately and then the dvitva will not happen. The doubling will not happen. If you write it together, the doubling happens. Puducherry. But if you write it separately, Puducherry, then it's fine. So you can say Puducherry also, but don't say Puducherry or Puducherry or whatever else you say. And if you can't say any of this, just say Pondicherry. What's the problem? At least the French were better. They didn't mess up the name, no? It's such a simple name. So it is Puducherry or Puducherry. Whichever way you want to pronounce it's okay. But it's not Puducherry, Puducherry or whatever else you're pronouncing it as. Puducherry. That's the correct pronunciation. It's surprising that such simple words are gotten terribly wrong by our marquee media with 2 crores a month salary.